Welcome. Today's session is high pat on horse into thrust palm. So let's get started. We're going to start by practicing everything we've done so far. So that means from prepare all the way through up until hand strums the lute. I'm going to turn and face the other direction so we all move together. We start feet together, fingertips brush the sides of your thighs, little piece of fruit under the arm, head lifting up, tailbone tucked down, knees are soft. Pick up that left heel, ball of foot and toe, and step shoulder width, toe, ball, heel. Rotate the palms as you lift the arms up for opening. Arms come up to shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Upper arms go down, forearms, and then the palms come and sit in front of your hips. Wave hands like clouds. Drop the right fingers, sink into your legs. Right arm's going to come up. We turn to the right side as we shift, and that left arm's coming up, and we step wide enough. Turn and rotate to the left side. Stepping to the corner direction for single whip. It's going to look like wave hands until the last moment when we drop our fingers, bend our wrist, and make our hook. Step for your bow stance, standing ward off, and push. Fist under elbow. Pulling down, relax your hook, shift forward, and step in. Pull down, make your fist, touch with your heel, lift, and punch go together. Open your fist to the sky. Shifting back, change to the ball of your foot. Right arm passes on the outside, left palm going down for white crane. Brush knee. Look at your right palm, drop the arm. Let that right arm swing down as the left comes up. Complete those circles and step. Bow stance. Clear off that table, right hand to the shoulder, and then push left hand by your knee. Reach out. Stepping in. Pull back by turning from your waist, up and down, and we touch with our heel. Hands strum the lute. Empty stance on the heel, torso's open to the corner. Close enough with that right hand, fingertips point to the center of the forearm, looking ahead. Okay, today, high pat on horse into thrust palm. Watch one time. Hand strum the lute. High pat on horse, thrust palm. We're going to shift back, touch with the ball, and striking to throat level. Then we have thrust palm. We're going to step, press down, and extend the left arm for a bow stance. Okay, let's start with footwork. Always footwork first. We're going to go from an empty stance on our heel, and we're going to change to an empty stance on the ball of the foot. We're going to put the foot down exactly where it was. We have one line between our feet. Feet are on both sides of that line. We're going to shift back and then touch with the ball of the foot. Little bit more bend in the leg for an empty stance on the ball of the foot versus an empty stance on the heel. The next part is that thrust palm. We're going to shift back. We're going to pick up and step a little bit wider. We're going to touch with the whole foot, bend our knees so that the foot's connected to the ground, and then move 60% of the weight into the front leg. So we have both knees tracking in line with our foot direction, and both feet are solid on the ground. So the knee is over the ankle instead of being too far. Okay, from empty stance on the heel, hand strums the lute. Sinking, feel comfortable, make sure both knees are in line. Shift that 30% of the weight back, pick up, change to the ball. Little bit more bend in the knee. Pick up, step wider, touch with the whole foot, bending your knee, then move forward. Bow stance. So the waist plays a big role in the transition of our footwork. It's really difficult to pick up our foot if our waist is to the straight direction. So a general rule of thumb, when we're in an empty stance on our heel, our torso is open to the side. So if we hold our arms out, when we're in the ball, we're going to be to the straight direction. Then when we go to change for our thrust palm, it's easier to pick up when our waist is turned. Then we can step, and we're actually going to keep our torso open a little bit. So we go from corner direction to straight to less than corner. So hand strums the lute, empty stance on the heel, torsos to the corner direction. We're going to pick up, change the ball of the foot, and turn your torso to straight. Then we're going to shift back, pick up for a bow stance, and we're going to keep that torso slightly open. The gaze. The gaze happens where the action happens. Everything is going to the straight direction today. Most of the Yang 13 form, the gaze is going to follow to the straight direction. Let's talk arms. We have hand strums the lute. So we have our left arm is bent and our right palm is sitting down. We're here, fingertips pointing, close enough. Okay, let's drop the left arm. The right arm, it's going to turn palm facing down. And we're going to be thinking about using the edge of our hand here. And we're going to bring it up to throat level. We want to make sure when we're doing this movement, we have a nice bend and that the palm is facing diagonal down. So not flat, not out. We're using this part right here to strike throat level. Okay? Be very aware when you're doing this. Don't let your elbow come up. Relax the elbow down even though the hand is high. Okay, so again, we did hand strums the lute, just the right arm. It's going to turn and then go out to throat level. It's going to make a little bit more sense when we add in the left arm. The left arm, we did our hand strums the lute. It's going to rotate to kind of show grabbing, palm to the sky. Then we're going to pull it back to our rib level. So it's going to sit at your lower ribs. We want to make sure that our elbows pointed to the rear corner direction. Remember, we travel with our own square box. So we're the center of a square and we're pointing to that back corner, not straight back. Open and relaxed. Okay, so again, hand strums the lute. Turn the palm to the sky. Pull in towards the ribs. Yes. Let's put it together. Hand strums the lute to high pat on horse. So one palm facing the sky, one palm facing the earth. Then one arm pulling back and one striking to the throat. Yin and yang. Okay? The meaning is grabbing your opponent's punch and pulling them in to your side palm strike. This edge of the palm to the nice soft part of the throat. I know we don't use Tai Chi as a martial art, but understanding the meaning helps with where your body's going to be in three-dimensional space. So instead of being low, we want to make sure that we're high. And when we pull, we're not going to pull back close. We're going to keep that armpit open and let energy flow freely. So from hand strums the lute, left palm to the sky, right palm to the earth. Left palm to the ribs, right palm to the throat. Out. The thrust palm meaning is if your opponent blocked when you went to go to their throat and they blocked, they put an arm up to block, you could press that arm down, press it down, and then you could reach again for their throat. Okay? Would we ever reach with these fingers? No, it's this tiger's mouth part of our palm. But this is the meaning. So we understand we went for our opponent's throat. They blocked. We're going to press down and we're going to go for their throat again. And that's again why we have the stance as well, because with the stance, we're here, but watch how much further you can go when you step, and then you have so much more reach, right? So it's like my opponent was here, and then if they're trying to get away, watch how far I can go for them. Okay, so the difference of just an empty stance versus a bow stance and the amount of reach that we have, okay? Let's try and put it together. So just arms first, hand strums the lute into high pat on horse, and then our thrust palm. Starting, beautiful hand strums the lute position. Fingertips pointing to the center of the forearm, armpits open. Left palm to the sky, right palm to the earth. Pull in towards your opponent's throat. Now they've blocked. Press down. Let that left arm extend out. Right hand comes underneath that left arm. Making sure we have a nice bend through the arm, and a big thing, we don't have a kink in the wrist. Just a nice line through the whole arm. Ready? Footwork, waist, gaze, and arms all together. Hand strums the lute. Empty stance on the heel. Right fingertips point to the left forearm. High pat on horse. Shifting back, left palm to the sky, right palm to the earth. Change to the ball of your foot. Pull in as you turn your waist to straight and you strike to throat level. Check final position. Left hand by the ribs, elbow to the corner, not back, and throat level. Now step for your bow stance, wide enough. Press down as you thrust out and you move the weight into your front leg. Looking towards that left palm. Torso's open slightly. Left arm and legs should be going the same direction. Let's do it again. The best way to learn is repetition. Hand strums the lute. High pat on horse, thrust palm. Checking, fingertips point to the forearm center. Start shifting back, left palm to the sky, right palm to the earth. Change to the ball of your foot. Pull in and strike as you turn your waist. Shifting back. Pick up, step wide enough. Press down as you reach out with that left arm for your thrust palm. Check if you lowered your left arm down. How'd you do? Is it in line? If it was, you're doing great. Okay? All right. Let's do it. From white crane, brush knee, hand strums the lute, high pat on horse with thrust palm. Okay. White crane spreads its wings. Right palms overhead, left hand by your hip. Looking ahead, torso square. Remember, ball of the foot's touching, our torso is to straight. Drop your right elbow, look at your right palm. Turn that left palm to center. Swing the right arm down, left arm up. Make 2 circles, turning from your waist, step. Clear off that table, right hand to the shoulder, and then pushing out as your left hand goes to your knee. Reach out as you shift forward and then step in closer. Pull back with the turning of your waist and the weight shift. Up and down as you touch with your heel. High pat on horse. Left palm to the sky, right to the earth. Change to the ball of the foot, pulling in and striking throat level. Pick up the left foot, step wider. Press down and then thrust out with that left arm. Make sure we're still leaning into it. No kink in the wrist, and we're looking towards the straight direction. We're going to put it all together from prepare all the way through to high pat on horse with thrust palm. Let's do it. Feet together. Fingertips brush the sides. Head lifting up, shoulders down. Separate, lift that left heel, ball toe, touch toe, ball heel. Settle in first, then opening, rotate and lift. Arms come up to shoulder height, shoulder width. Upper arms go down, forearms, and then the palms come and sit in front of your hips. Right fingertips drop for wave hands. Right arm comes up, we sink and shift to the right as we turn, and then we step. Make sure to hit center with your weight and both palms facing you, and then keep turning to the left. Step to the corner for single whip. Drop your right fingers, bend your wrist. Step for a bow stance, standing ward off, and then push, torso's vertical. Shifting forward, relax your hook, step in. Fist under elbow, we're gonna pull down to the hip, make a fist, lift, punch, and touch with your heel. Open up your fist, close the arms, touch with the ball of the foot, and then right arm comes overhead, left hand by your hip, white crane. Brush knee. Look at your right palm. Swing that arm down as the left comes up, and then they switch, completing that circle, and we step. We clear off that table, right hand to the shoulder, and then go straight out to strike. Reach out, step in, pull back, up and down for hand strums the lute. High pat on horse, left palm to the sky, right to the earth. Change to the ball of your foot, pulling in to that throat strike. Then we're going to step for our bow stance. Press down and thrust out with the left arm. Torso slightly open. Thank you so much for being here. If you found value in today's content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit my website, ladytaichi.com, so you can subscribe to the newsletter and be the first to know about all the great new things coming soon.